All right, so I realized I made a mistake when I went over number 5 on today's notes. So I'm going to use this video as a way to correct that. So we have this function, it's in radians. Hopefully we all remember about our generic equation over here, right? So y equals a times sine b of x minus c plus d. It's the same thing for cosine. If we go back, we hopefully remember that since there is a 4 in front of the x, we have to factor that out. So let me go ahead and rewrite this function. So we have something like this. Okay, so let's figure out our A, B, C, and D. Now, just be careful with this one, right? Because that is not the number in front or literally in front of the trig function. Okay, so this is our D. That is going to be our vertical shift, right? So that's D. And then this is A, that's B, and this is C. So using my acronym here, VAPI, V stands for vertical shift, so that means we're going up 1. The amplitude is basically from the middle to its highest or lowest point, so that's 3. Our phase shift, since we have a minus pi over 4, we are going to go right pi over 4. Our period, since we are dealing with radians, that's 2 pi over b, but our b value is 4. So 2 pi over 4 is pi over 2. Then what we're going to do for the increments is that we take the pi over 2 and divide by 4. Okay? So hopefully remember keep, change, flip, right? So pi over 2 times 1 over 4, which is pi over 8. So that means I start at pi over 4 and I add pi over 8 each time. So let's take a look. I start at pi over 4, yes, and I'm going to add a pi over 8. But since these two fractions don't have the same denominator, I need to multiply the bottom and top of pi over 4 by 2. So this is now 2 pi over 8, right? So pi over 4 and 2 pi over 8, they're basically the same thing. But don't forget, we have to add a pi over 8 each time, okay? So 2 pi over 8 plus pi over 8 is 3 pi over 8. And if I add another pi over 8, that's 4 pi over 8, 5 pi over 8, and 6 pi over 8, okay? But don't forget, we are starting with, well, 2 pi over 8 gets reduced to pi over 4, 3 pi over 8 doesn't get reduced, 4 pi over 8 does get reduced, 5 pi over 8 doesn't, and 6 pi over 8 does, okay? So, since we are going right pi over 4, so here is pi over 4, okay? Essentially, that's 2 pi over 8. Another increment, because we're adding a pi over 8, that's 3 pi over 8. This is 4 pi over 8, which gets reduced to pi over 2. And then 5 pi over 8, because that does not get reduced at all. And then 6 pi over 8, that's just 3 pi over 4. Okay? So there you go. Remember, we are going up 1, so it should start right here at 1. That's the middle line. All right? So the amplitude is 3. So I have 1 plus 3. This is 4. That's 4. And then 1 minus 3. Well, what is 1 minus 3? That's negative 2. Okay? So, since we have a sine function, that means where I start, I have to be right in the middle. So I need to start right in the middle, and then I need to determine what I need to do from there. In the previous problems, right, we would always start with the top part next, then the middle, then the lowest, and then back to the middle. Okay, that's awesome that you understand that. However, the problem here is that there is a negative right in front of the 3, which is in front of the sign, okay? Or I should say we have a negative 3 in front of the trig function. Now, whenever you have a negative in front of a trig function, we're basically reflecting. So, like I said, we are dealing with a sine function, so we're going to start right at the middle. But instead of going top, we actually need to go below, okay? So, middle, lowest point, middle, then highest point, then back to the middle. So, your sine function should look like that. Okay, so it should look like that. Hopefully I did a good job sketching it, but yes, if it's a negative, you're basically reflecting. Over here, if we looked at this sine function, it's a positive, so it's going to behave normally. Same thing over here, okay? It's positive, so it's going to behave in this fashion, all right? So hopefully that made sense. I apologize for making the mistake, but this video is there to, correct that and give you another tool, since you're hearing it from me, in order for you to prepare for the upcoming quiz and test.